The breath of God is our breath of life. By loving your breath, you love the living God within you and attain the truth. God is all-pervading, omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent. Where is He not? He is present in every human being, animals, insects, plants, trees, creepers, grass. All life forms are alive due to His breath. The Shvetashvatara Upanishad 6:11 writes, "One Heavenly Father is hiding in the head of every human being, all-pervading, the inner self of all beings." While residing in the heads of every human being, God inhales. God has been inhaling from the day we were born. Thus, we are born for God realization. Our whole body is God, the whole universe is God. Without His inhalations, life would end. Human beings have two bodies. The gross body, hum, meaning I am, is full of delusion, illusion, and error. But on the top of the head, the Lord is hiding in the formless state, and He is causing our inhalations. This is our Sa body. The Shiva Swarodaya 51 says, the process of exhalation is said to contain the letter hum, and the inhalation contains the letter Sa. Similarly, Gheranda Sanhita 584 indicates the breath of every person, when entering, makes the sound of Sa, and in coming out, Bahiriyati, that of hum. This is Hamsa, or so hum. The Supreme Almighty Father is hiding in the fontanelle in the top of the head, pulling the inhalation, and that is why we are alive and able to work. Human beings generally do 5 types of work: earning money by the breath, sexual enjoyment by the breath, eating and digesting food by the breath, feeling anger, pride, cruelty, and so forth in the heart center by the breath, and establishing a religious mood in the vacuum center, because he is inhaling. If he does not inhale, all human beings will cease to exist. There are 50 types of breath, of which 49 give us delusion, illusion, and error. There is one very short breath that creates peace, godliness, and liberation. God inhales all of these breaths. Human beings are completely engrossed in the material world because they do not know how to create the one subtle short breath. Many religions, cults, sects, and monastic orders teach different paths to God realization, relying on the 5 sense organs. The Kena Upanishad 1:2-9 explains that our 5 sense organs are activated by the power of God, so we cannot know God by these sense organs. Observe the minds of worldly people. They are religious, outwardly doing many good things, but their minds are constantly engrossed in the material world, ever restless. The Kriya Yoga technique that we teach does not rely on the 5 sense organs. It is not written in books. It can only be learned directly from a realized Kriya Yoga master or his empowered acharyas. Kri means to do work. Ya is the indwelling self, Sa, hiding in the fontanelle at the crown of the head. Kriya Yoga is the foundation of all religions. What is this foundation? Calmness, which is godliness. Real calmness cannot be attained without the guidance of a realized master. The professor of medicine must teach medical students how to dissect the body intelligently. The students learn the practical composition of the whole human system. Similarly, the seeker of God must learn practical spirituality from the realized master. Just as your whole body immediately fills with electricity the moment you touch a bare electric wire, similarly, when you come to receive the touch of a realized master and practice faithfully according to his or her instructions, you will perceive divine light, divine sound, and divine vibration within a short period. You will be free from all worldly sense. You will discover real peace. You will realize the soul, Ya, is doing all the work, Kri. This human body contains a great quantity of nerves. According to the Prashna Upanishad 3, 6. It has precisely 727,210,201 nerves. Because of our breath, our blood remains liquid and circulates throughout the whole body. The breath is the living power of God within us. Breath is dharma. Dharma means that which holds life together, which is religion. Kriya Yoga attributes extreme importance to the breath. Verily, breath control is self-control, breath mastery is self-mastery, and it is deathlessness. If you can create the one very short breath and you seek to experience the presence of God in the fontanelle and the pituitary, you will attain calmness, inner peace and God realization. The Bhagavad Gita 5:27 mentions this breath. We are to fix our attention in the pituitary, take a very short breath and touch him in the pituitary and in the fontanelle. The breath must be so short that if you place your finger in front of your nose, the outgoing breath will not touch the finger. To understand the purpose of life, people of all religions, cults, and creeds should first learn how to control the breath. Breath control is the foundation of all religions and the quickest means to spiritual success. The Hatha Yoga Pradipika 4:34 states, if the breath is not short and touching inside the brain, if one does not maintain pinpointed attention in the fontanelle, and if the technique is not simple, easy, and quick, with no big words or complicated concepts, your practice will be in vain and empty. If you love the breath extremely, you are a Kriyavan. You will experience divine joy. Your soul will be absorbed in the Supreme. As the young bride loves her husband, as the young groom gives love to his wife, as the miser loves his money, similarly everyone should love the breath. Love your breath and you will experience the reality, the truth, the joy. Calmness and peace will come automatically and you will ultimately become a Brahmavit, a knower of the Supreme.